welcome or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm in front of some curtains because the lighting's better right here, so hopefully that's fine. Today I'm going to show you my edTPA binder. I hope you enjoy. A lot of you have asked me to make this video, so I'm excited to show it to you. Stick around to the end so I can show you how to use the binder. Check out the description. I have a few links to show you how to get to some of these if you use your WGU sign-in. And you can comment below if you want some of the other pages that I use in here, and I wouldn't mind sending them to you. Change the quality to the highest available so that you can get a better look at the binder. And I hope this can be helpful to some of you. So enjoy! Alright, let's get started. So I have titled it edTPA binder, obviously, simple enough. So let's open her up and get started. Okay, going off of what I have found in other people's edTPA videos, which I will link down below, I find that it's probably very important to have a calendar. I don't like the idea of having multiple calendars because I just like having one that just has everything on it. So instead of getting a brand new calendar and printing it off, putting it in here, I am actually going to use the same one. If you've seen my student teaching binder video, you've already seen this planner. I'm going to use the exact same planner. So anything that I have either on this list on my self-made deadlines or any hard deadlines that are put out by the school or by edTPA themselves, I will put in here so that I can just have every single thing in this planner. Okay, so this first page is just my progress page. So I made this myself, so if anybody would like a copy, just let me know. Leave me your email and I would not mind sending it to you. So on here I just have the title, edTPA progress, the current task, which I am obviously on task 1 because I haven't gotten started yet. And then I have a row for action items, deadlines, and a check mark. So these deadlines are just self-made deadlines. So if I decide I want it done by a certain date, I will put that in there. I usually like to finish things way before their deadlines though, so hopefully these are further out than they need to be. So I have as my first action item, as part of Part A of Task 1 to choose my focus learner. I'm doing edTPA in special education. And then I have some details on here, but I don't want to include those in the video just because I don't know what is confidential. This is just my progress page, and it's going to be the very, very first page, and then I just have copies of that behind it. Oh, I want to go over the star. So this is my You Are Here star. So as I am working through things, every time I open up my binder, I can just go straight to the star and see exactly where I'm at. Okay, now if you take a look, let me scoot this over a little bit. Now, if you take a look over at my tabs, you'll see that I have Task 1, Task 2, Task 3. Those are obviously just those. I don't have to do Task 4. Handbook, Making Good Choices, and the notes. So, what I printed off for this was the handbook, the Making Good Choices. We'll get started with my Task 1 section. And a pro tip for anybody that is using sticky notes as their dividers, I like to put it on the back of the page so that when you reach for it, you can reach under the sticky note and just turn to it because that way the sticky notes don't come off. So, in Task 1, this lesson plan is in here just for some quick ideas, because I know that as I think of things, I'm going to need somewhere to throw them on there. And if it's part of the lesson plan, I want it to be all organized in that one section. In here, I have the evidence charts, which just gives me a breakdown of specifics for each part. And then I have the rubrics. Task 1 has 5 different rubrics, and it has each level. So I know that my target level is 3 or above, so I will keep those in mind as I'm doing my tasks. I have the same thing for Task 2, although Task 2 also has a checklist in it, so I can just check those off as I go. Task 3 is the same as Task 1, and now we are to my handbook. There is so much in the handbook. So I've broken it up a little bit, so Task 1 information I made a tab for, Task 2 information I made a tab for, and of course the same thing for Task 3. But from this handbook, I actually took those rubrics and put them in the task tabs because those are things that I need a quick reference to. So this is more in-depth, so this is the stuff that I'll probably read once or twice, and then the stuff that I need to constantly go over is in the task tabs. And I'll give more information about this handbook and how I will use it in the demonstration section of this video. I'll kind of demonstrate how I'm going to use this binder. The next thing I printed off, as I have already explained, is the Making Good Choices section. So this was another book on the edTPA website that I printed off, 35 pages. Yeesh. So in Making Good Choices, it has all kinds of information about before you make the choices, like before I choose my focus learner, this is what I need to keep in mind. Before I choose my lesson, before I write my lesson, before I do anything, this is what I need to keep in mind. So I also broke this down by task 1, task 2, and task 3. Ta-da! So it's just everything's in there. And then the last thing that I did was I made a tab for notes. So as I think of things that are just kind of random and I don't have a lot of time to organize it, I will have some line sheets back here and I will just throw it in there and then deal with it later, if that makes sense. So now I would like to explain how I will use this. So say I've decided to get started on my first action item that I added to this first page. So I realized that I'm on part A, choosing my focus learner of task 1. So the first thing I'm going to do, theoretically, is go to my handbook, go to task 1, read through, and once I have gotten to a point where I feel like I have a good idea of what I am looking to do for this first task, I can get started in the actual task 1 tab. As I'm working through task 1, part A, I can read through the artifacts, commentary, specifications, and I can look through the rubric. Since these are probably the two main things I am going to need to look through the most, that's why I'm keeping them in this tab. So, coming from somebody who hasn't taken the edTPA, this seems to be a way that I can organize it pretty well. So, hopefully as I'm working through this, I won't need to go to the handbook very often, but I will need to go to these quick references as I'm working through. I basically just used printer paper, dividers, a binder, and sticky notes to create this whole thing. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed this. I make other student teaching videos, so be sure to check out my channel. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!